Hello, Crossroads Church, and anyone else who may be listening to this. My name is Keegan, coming to you with the daily devotion for Saturday. And Crossroads is continuing its current sermon series called He Gets Us. And this past Sunday, the message was on judgment. And the cross point, or the main point of the message, was on when people judge us, Jesus gets us. And we can be judged in a variety of ways and different environments. Sometimes the judgment can be beneficial. It can be constructive criticism and help us be able to better and more effectively live and make decisions. But sometimes the judgment can be hurtful and really cause a lot of pain. For example, at work, if you're in a leadership position or management position, you're constantly being judged. You're being judged on the decisions you make or decisions you fail to make. And every little action or behavior you do, people are watching you. Also in your family, you can be judged often in your family, whether you're living up to your family's expectations or your family's traditions and values, or whether you're not quite meeting up to those, and you can be judged by different family members or friends. You can also be judged, sadly, in church. Isn't oftentimes people feel judged. Instead of feeling welcomed or accepted, they often feel like people can feel like they're being judged for not being a good enough Christian, or they may be in a different place in their faith walk than you, and they feel like they're not living up and being a quote-unquote good enough Christian, and they often feel judged in a church body. Whether you're feeling judged right now or whether maybe you're judging others. I know I have a lot of work too in areas where I can be very judgmental and things I need to work on. Whether you're at, you can find comfort to know that Jesus gets us when you're feeling judged. The message was on where Jesus heals on the Sabbath. He heals a woman, and on the Sabbath day, and the Pharisees or the religious leaders or synagogue leaders at that time judged Jesus for doing this. And the main point of the message was on basically doing the right thing or doing God's will, regardless of what people think. And the question I would have for you for the devotion, are you trying to please God or please people? Because if you're trying to please people, there's always going to be someone who's still not pleased. But if you're living to please God and do His will, that's your sweet spot. That's where then God is pleased and God is fulfilled. Because you're never going to be able to please people, but you can, through the Holy Spirit's strength and through Christ's strength, you can please God. So be encouraged by this message, because Jesus felt judged all the time, just like in the message on He heals a woman on the Sabbath. The religious leaders were saying, hey, it's the Sabbath. On that seventh day, you're supposed to rest. You're not supposed to heal anyone. But if He didn't heal that person, He would have been judged anyway, saying, wait a second, don't you have the power to heal her? Aren't you supposed to display compassion and mercy and help the least lost and the left behind? So regardless, people were going to be unpleased. But He was more concerned about doing the right thing or doing God's will. So be encouraged by Romans chapter 12, verse 2, where it says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's good, pleasing, and perfect will is. So do your best to always please God instead of others, and God will give you the comfort and the peace when people judge you based on the decisions you make. God bless and have a great weekend.